Hey, what is up everybody? It is Austin, and today we are going to be putting a mini starter on this 1987 Dodge RamCharger. Now, the starter that's in here, big, clunky, very, very slow turning, high torque, turning, I can speak, starter. But we are going to be putting a mini starter on it, so it gives us a little bit more room, so if we wanted to do headers, we could, but I think for right now we're going to be perfectly fine. But it'll give us a faster speed for turning it over, and I believe you get a little bit more torque out of it. So I don't know. We will hear the before and afters, and then we'll just have to decide by the end of this video. Let me go ahead and I'm going to take this old one out. I'm not going to show you too much because it's 2 bolts, and well, it's 4 bolts. It's 2 bolts and 2 nuts, the wires, and yeah, stuff like that. So there's 4 total things you really have to touch, and then I'll show you the old and the new next to each other, and I think you guys will be surprised by the size difference. So let me do that, and I will show you the difference between these 2 starters. All right, look at that, man. Okay, so we got it out. There's the new one, nice and small and tiny, and here's the big heavy one. Height-wise, totally different, obviously. But when it comes to bolt pattern, exactly the same. Now, the cool thing is we're losing a little bit of weight here, which is fine. That's cool. This one's supposed to be a little bit higher, or not. I wouldn't say higher output, but more efficient. It's going to be more efficient than this bad boy right here, this old Papa Bad Mama Jamma of a starter. So it was good, but it was showing some, I wouldn't say wear really. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, but it was showing its age. It would squeal. It would do a couple different things. Almost like if the vehicle was running and you tried to start it, it would make those noises even with the vehicle off. We do have the extensions here. I will be trying them, but with them orientated the same way, you can kind of tell that, I mean, it's not super far off of what it was before, but it really just needs to be like, just like that much, you know what I mean, and just drop right off the side. So we're going to try these, see how they go in and everything like that. We'll put this guy in and we will do a before and after start. I already got my before. I made sure to do that before I took this out. And we're going to do the after once we get this in and once we let it sit for a day, just so that we can get the fuel pressure off that carb and, you know, do like a cold start or a non-primed start, I guess would be the best way of saying that. I think this new starter will be perfectly fine. If it does have issues in the future, it does have a warranty. So that's nice. Let me go ahead, put these new terminal ends on, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll put it in. All right, and this is with the adapter on it now. So, yeah, we got the hardware for it as well. Everything was super easy to put on, take off, and do what you need to do. And this is the little block that comes with the 90, I think it's a 92 or like 98 Dodge Dakota starter. And again, same bolt pattern, everything like that. The big one is not here anymore. I actually just returned the core because I had to grab something else for this project. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. You know, it looks almost exactly the same as it did the last time I showed it to you guys, but it does now have that adapter on it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the truck, and the next part of this video should be us trying the starter. And why I'm not showing too much of the takeout and installation is, one, it's the same as every other starter. It's 2 bolts, top and bottom. This one is a stud that's in the transmission, and this one is a bolt, and the bolt's like that long. So, yeah. With that, I'm going to go ahead, put this back in the truck, and then we're going to hopefully start it up here in just a second for you. All right, so let's go ahead, jump down here real quick. Nice and enough room down here now. All right, let me see if I can funnel you guys through this. There's our new starter. This whole area here was taken up by a starter before. It would actually hit up against the exhaust. So we got plenty of room in there for activities. As you can see, that adapter there fits perfectly with the wires. It's pretty much in the exact same location. You can see off to the right where that red wire is, there's a little clip that would hold the wires. That unfortunately had to be opened up, which is super easy. It's still not near the exhaust, so I think we're golden. So I'm gonna go ahead and take us out of here. Got a couple leaks we need to fix, but got everything hooked back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit overnight, and that will let us get a good priming start with the new starter. I'm gonna go ahead and mess with it off camera and you know, just reminisce on it, see how good it actually is, and then I'll get back with you guys. Again, it was just the 2 bolts, the top and the bottom. With the new starter, super easy to get to. I used this Earthquake ratcheting wrench with a what is it, a 5/8? I think it is a 5/8, and then I just used the 2 for the wires. So that's a 13 or a half and a number 7mm wrench. Super easy, and it was super quick. Once the small starter was in there, it was perfect. There was a heat shield on the old one. I'm getting rid of that. Gone. Trash. More lightweight, I guess. But this magnet should last a lot longer in this starter than the old starter. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with it off camera, and I will get back with you guys tomorrow, and we'll see how much faster it sounds and if it turns the engine over quicker. Let's see. All right, so hopefully you guys can tell by the before and afters that it does sound a little bit different, and it might turn over just a little bit faster than what it did before. And honestly, I think it's a worth upgrade. You get so much more room down there to work with exhaust manifolds and stuff like that. In fact, that is one of the biggest things people recommend to do when trying to put aftermarket exhaust manifolds on a truck like this, or a D100, D150, whatever it is doing this mini starter. And I say mini starter because it's a more modern starter, and it's just smaller because of how it's designed, how it's powered, and all that kind of stuff. You know, just how just the starter. You know, you get it. I think you guys get it. Down in the description below, I will be putting the part number for the starter that I use, which I believe is like out of a 92 Dodge Dakota. And I will also be putting the URL to an eBay site that will get you to those adapters that I used on the starter, just so it was a little bit easier to wire up. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative and showed you guys the extra space you'd get from putting a mini starter in. And I will say the install was so much easier than removing the old one. You get so much room, and you can actually use that electric ratcheting wrench. You could actually get full access with a ratchet. Before I just used a wrench, and I sat under there, I had to take like 3 breaks because of where you're at on the frame rail. With that, I would definitely recommend doing the mini starter swap. You won't regret it. It's worth it, and some of them even have lifetime warranties. With that said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one.